don't know if we did the introduction.
We didn't, but our names are in the intro.
Yes.
So it's okay.
It's so in the news
weird.
in the newscast. If we miss it, it's not a horrible thing because they're in the actual
Feels
intro. Weird. It does feel weird. This one, I do it because it's just our pictures.
Yeah.
You should put our names in.
Yeah, if I ever get around to changing the intro.
That reminds me, I gotta make something on our Hobbies for the future.
What?
Warcraft 3. I was gonna make a streaming.
Oh, like a
Oh,
Are you doing the logo for that one?
Yeah, I can go.
You're gonna like do you what kind of photo editing program do you have?
Well,
on your computer?
I
You're
was
gonna
gonna
MS Paint it.
No, I was gonna see if they have any things I can take that are legally allowed to be put
anything
for media.
Anything. Just don't get caught.
Well, no. Sometimes video games release things like the
mean,
media is
no,
allowed to
don't
use
do it.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually throw our stuff into it. I can do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You can help.
Oh yeah.
have
I was gonna.
I have the
I
programs.
was definitely gonna talk to
Do
you
you have
about
the
it.
list or your list ready or no?
Yeah, this is my list. I said I have 2 things.
My list is ready.
I've been sick, so I've been watching a lot of YouTube. So if you want me to, I can.
I've been a lot of Dragon Ball Z on YouTube.
Oh really?
Watching the final fights.
Yeah.
The final fight.
Well,
That's all
Dragon
you
Ball
wanted.
Super and
Super's been a stellar
I
actually.
haven't-
Stellar super.
I
Watching
haven't seen
YouTube
any
clips of that.
Super yet. I
you
got
really should.
Subscribe to Crunchyroll, man.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
Crunchyroll.
it's the anime streaming
We
service.
will get all. We will coordinate all our services.
Yeah. Yeah, Crunchyroll's is the anime streaming service, so you actually get the Japanese
One. I have a free one.
Japanese ones with
English subtitles.
with
Good.
subtitles, so like you
Like
can
that
watch
way
Dragon
better.
Ball the way it's meant to
I
be
have a
watched.
free one.
Yes.
What, Crunchyroll? Oh, you can. I have to check. I think I unsubscribed from Crunchyroll because I did I watched enough Super and I'm
Everything.
like Nick's out.
Nick's out.
But like Card Captors was on there. Sailor Moon
I
was on
only,
there.
I only caught on to Super at near the end when
Yeah.
they're doing that fight of the tournament.
Yeah,
That's the only time I caught on to Super. I didn't realize.
I
there
love
was
Dragon Ball. Where
so
there's-
much more
Yeah.
to that.
I
than it
love
was.
Super where they're like, what are we gonna do for like the next season? Because like they kind of did a little thing where
There was
it's
a
like,
timeline I saw.
well, Frieza comes back, so like
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
like Frieza comes back to destroy the world, but she comes to Earth to destroy Earth to get revenge on
Revenge.
Goku.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh snap! And like Gohan's all like, I'm not a fighter anymore because I'm a dad, and you're like,
He's a
oh.
pacifist.
And he's not a pacifist. He's just given up on training because he's, he has a job and a family, and like instead of doing what Chi-Chi always wanted Goku to do, like Gohan did it. Like,
Gohan actually
She had
listens to
an
his
influence.
wife.
he gave up the fighting that made him
For
no
the
money
family.
for his family.
While Goku
But
is
then,
just
like, they learn Frieza's coming back, and he's all like, I have to start training again to become, like, if someone's got to defend Earth and my dad and Vegeta are gone, like, I'm the only
Around here.
older Saiyan left
Saiyan, yeah.
around, because, Gohan and...
in
or
hindsight,
not
Goku was
Gohan.
one of the worst fathers ever.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a horrible
He's
father.
completely absent.
Yeah.
Always doing his thing.
But you look at the time that passes. It's not that much time that passes.
I
guess.
guess
But either
so.
way, like-
Because Super did a much better job with the whole time passing.
Yes.
Time
Where
passing.
you think about that with Zia, where everybody's charging up, it's really actually in a few seconds. They just really stretched
Oh, yeah,
it
I
out.
know.
So him being gone.
How many
for a
times did he die? And like,
Okay, but you can't blame a father for dying.
Saving the world, man. It's not like
You can't call him a terrible father for dying.
he was a terrible father for not making money for his family.
He
Yeah.
tried to farm. He tried.
Did
He
you
did try.
watch? Did
He
you really
did.
watch Super? Because he really
Not
didn't.
Super. Z.
Because in Super, he really doesn't try to
Z
farm.
starts it out.
They own the farm.
Because he tried in Z. He tried to do it.
Yeah, I get it. And then they show him again in
Because
Super
he really
doing
wanted
his
to go
thing.
fight
but-
and get better.
yeah, because that's all Goku wants to do.
it's fight.
And he does. He is like a god.
Well, yeah.
And he puts his kid in danger.
But either way, like Gohan.
Kid jumps into those scenarios himself.
But yeah, Crunchyroll's a good way to watch all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
wow.
I have
wow.
another one if you want to watch.
On YouTube, I have been watching my Game Grumps stuff because it's Ghoul Grumps right now. They're doing
Oh,
Halloween
yeah,
episodes. So
Halloween.
they've been playing the Blair Witch Project game that I couldn't get into.
Which game is that?
Blair Witch.
Oh,
the Blair Witch Project.
The Blair Witch
It's called the
Project.
Blair Witch Project.
It's a scary game.
Isn't that on the Xbox?
Yep. I downloaded it on Xbox
Yeah.
Game Pass. I started playing it, and I
You
couldn't.
couldn't.
I
open
couldn't
it?
get into it. No, I like.
Oh,
don't
you couldn't get
it.
into it. Like, it wasn't your type of game.
And it's still watching them play it. It's really not my kind of game.
Yeah.
So out of a Blair Witch Project game, what I would really like is the game opens. You're in a truck. You got your dog. And there's a kid, a 9-year-old, I think, that's gone missing in the woods.
Oh, I think I remember hearing about this.
Yeah. So either way, you pull up and like your girlfriend or wife or significant other calls you and goes like, I don't think you should be going with your condition. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
shouldn't be
yeah,
going into
yeah.
the woods. and you're like, I have to help. It's like, like it's weighing on my conscience. I got it. So obviously something has happened.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make up for something. You have to atone for something that you've done in your life, but you have a condition of some kind. Then you make it into the woods, and you find these videotapes and a video camera that still works. Whatever.
Powered by the supernatural.
Right, go with it, because you're... Either way, as you play the tapes can change the things around you.
Ooh.
So as you rewind the tape, like for instance, there's one where a kid drops a baseball, and a guy picks the baseball up, which is why you never found the baseball. But if you rewind the tape to when the kid dropped it, the baseball is now on the ground.
Resident Evil did something like that.
Well, so now you're sitting there going like...
In Resident Evil 8.
Oh.
8.
7?
7.
Biohazard. Yeah.
Biohazard.
But yeah, so it does that, and you're like, okay, I get it, because again, Blair Witch Project and the tape
It's about the tape.
kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he starts walking, and he's in a war zone.
Weird.
And then he starts walking, and there's like construction for a bunker of some kind.
Supernatural.
And I get that it's the supernatural piece, but that never happened in the Blair Witch.
It's okay. It's like what we're going to talk about later. You just use the name.
And that's what they're doing, which kind of throws me off. Either way, the rest of the game involves a dog that's supposed to help you out and like find clues for you and all of this stuff. And like the dog's supposed to help keep you kind of sane because you clearly have PTSD due to something that has happened. So your PTSD is also playing around with you at the same time that other things are happening, and it's like this game makes about as much sense as the Blair Witch Project ever did. And I really didn't like the Blair Witch Project to begin with.
Yeah, I never did.
And then there's these weird creatures that appear in the woods, and if you shine your flashlight at them, they disappear.
Oh.
So again, it's like, I'm like, yeah, like they're trying to mix all of these things, and you're like, why can't you just have me getting lost in the woods and find, like, make the forest almost.
Yeah.
And make it a survival game where it's like,
minus the building.
Minus the building
Minus
parts.
the building,
So
yeah.
it's like you have to find berries and
Nick
keep
and
eating.
Brian
And
out.
yeah.
There's building involved.
We can keep a witch out. So it's been interesting to watch other people play it because I don't have to.
Yeah.
So it's been fun watching them because they'll like edit through stuff if they need to,
Right.
and if they get lost, they'll look at the walkthrough and edit that part out where they've like paused to look at a walkthrough. So I don't have to pause to look at a walkthrough; they're doing it for me. Otherwise, game wise, I have played Portia, which I've talked enough about. I finished Anthem.
I saw you got
Really?
trophies on it.
We
Abandon
were
us.
we were
I
not that.
abandoned you guys?
No, I did.
Oh.
He did.
Oh.
Look at
I
you
finished
abandon
it.
us.
I thought you were playing it too, though, like with your brother.
No.
So
Then
legitimately,
Borderlands 3 came along. And
yeah, it was legitimately where we stopped in Anthem. We're like 2 missions away from the end. So I had to.
I think you guys were a little farther ahead than I was.
Okay, so I was only 2 or 3 missions from the end of the game. I had to I made a new character
Yeah.
to figure out how to play the game again.
Point and shoot.
Yeah, it wasn't working
But like
for
the
me
flying
because
and all that.
my character was more melee based.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
R3.
My javelin was more like, but either way, like I was having problems with the specials and the this and the that. So I replayed the intro, got all that back down, switched back to my guy, and then finished the game.
Nice, nice.
Yay.
It's not worth finishing. It was very anticlimactic, and I can see where
So was Borderlands.
yeah. The last boss fight for
Is that an issue now we have in games? Is the endings are
We have too high
anticlimactic?
expectations.
maybe. I don't know. I feel like I've
Games are slowly just the final boss fights like
well, and maybe that's the piece. Like Anthem, the final boss fight was very much a stay far away from him and shoot.
Yeah.
Good to know because we know who the final boss is.
Stay far away and shoot. Storylines that they were working their way into don't pay off.
Mm-hmm.
So like your Cypher, do you remember Owen?
Oh yes.
I didn't get that far where you guys said something big happened.
Okay,
and
never mind then. So I'm going to
Oh,
ignore that. So either
okay.
way, the payoff for Owen doesn't pay off.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with it, but
So either way, like it doesn't. They do something in the story, and it's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie where you're like, that twist did not
contribute to anything.
No. They pretty much almost wrote it out. So it's like, I see dead people, but the entire movie you haven't seen any dead people, and Bruce Willis isn't actually dead. like, what was the point of telling me you see dead
what was
people?
the point?
You know.
Oh, that makes that really.
So, and again, I can see where.
I still want to finish it.
Right, but you get to the
I
end,
got
and then you can
trophies to
see
get.
where, at the end, they're like, oh, you know, we got to do this now. Like they do. There's a continuation ready to go.
Yeah.
But
So
obviously.
the Destiny thing.
And again, obviously, because of the problems with Anthem, that story never. Because that was going to be that next piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also can't do all of the big Cataclysm events. I can't do the Halloween stuff because I need people to do it with. You have to join a public group,
You
whereas
should've
I
said
can.
something.
Well, no, whereas I can finish the story by myself. I can't do the Halloween stuff on my own. Like, you have to join a group to do it. We can. I wasn't really in my right mind, man. I've been sick most of the week. I also played Saturday Morning RPG.
Woohoo! I have no idea what that is.
It was a really cheap game on the Switch. Essentially, it is a game that is based off 80s nostalgia.
I like 80s nostalgia.
So very similar to that one game, the kids and the.
Oh, that game way better.
Okay.
This
I can't remember the name of the game, but
Crossing Souls.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the Stranger Things feel. to
Yeah,
that
like
thing.
I really enjoyed that game. This game is your girlfriend gets captured by someone who looks like the Cobra Commander but isn't quite Cobra Commander to avoid
Go Joe.
to avoid getting sued, and then this kid called the Wizard appears and gives you a power glove and a sticker book.
So it's reliving the 80s.
Yeah, and the sticker book has like
Taking little
scented
things about it.
stickers in it that you use to do fight. Because
Oh.
remember to scratch and sniff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you scratch and sniff your stickers, and that gives you powers in your fights.
It's interesting.
It's an interesting concept. It's a very horribly built game. Like the graphics in it, everything is just like it's like, oh yeah, we'll slap this on, and yeah, these will work. It's weird. But essentially, you're a kid having a dream.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
While you were watching,
About all these different
while you were
things
watching
coming
G.I.
in.
Joe, and yeah,
Yeah.
things are kind of like your
Yeah.
life is integrating into it. It's okay. And then the movie I saw was the movie
Well, we could talk about.
we can all talk about after.
Could you
And
put the spoilers up.
I'll put the spoiler
We'll
tag up.
yeah.
And I guess the only other thing was that's kind of fun is Jay and Silent Bob Reboot is doing stupidly well at the box office, considering they only did two showings. The
showings,
first showing made
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to do good though.
well,
You
but
pretty much sell out at every theater.
they weren't sure, which is why they only did a couple showings, was because they weren't thinking Kevin Smith's movie was going to draw that much. The first screening made $600,000.
Yeah, it's not hard.
And the second screening, which was in less theaters because they didn't do it in all of the theaters, they didn't do the second show, made like $400,000. So like his movies made $1 million
Yeah.
on a budget,
That's super, tight.
and took him 22 days to shoot it and another month to edit it and put it out. Like that movie is bang for buck,
Pretty much.
doing stupidly well, and I'm like, yes. That's me. Other than again the one movie we've all seen.
I did minus one thing, and then
What a week.
and it's gonna be super quick. Borderlands 3.
Mm-hmm.
Tony did jump in for a part of this. Tried to do Slaughterhouse 3000.
Oh yeah.
I can pass the first round by myself.
Yeah.
After that, I start struggling
Okay.
because it's the waves of guys, and it's just the type of guys that are in it.
Yeah.
That struggle, and so we were trying with another person in there if they could help me, and we ended up both dying.
Oh.
And we figured out how the multiplayer works in that part of it, though.
Oh, okay.
Because in those slaughterhouses, you go into a round, the door is shut. And once the door is shut, you don't open until you beat the round.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And there's about 3 or 4 waves, depending on which round. You gotta beat those waves to open up the doors again to go rebuy ammo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an issue with that because I have a mod that helps me with that.
Right.
And if I melee, I get health
Ammo
back.
back. Oh, nice.
And all the people in my party, it helps them too.
Oh, cool.
I hit
Cool.
and they get. So I really do. As long as I have one guy left and
Yeah.
run up and smack him a few times, and I get pretty much my stuff back.
Very cool.
Anyways, we tried that, and so if one of us dies, the person who dies resurrects behind the door and can't come back in.
Oh.
Until the round is done.
Okay.
So you can't keep reviving each other.
Well, no, you can revive it. Like if you're not the second wind, you can.
You can still revive
Right,
them
do
on
it.
franchise, yeah.
But like.
But if you don't get to them on time,
If they die or don't get that second wind,
yeah,
they're gone.
You're solo now.
you're on your own.
Pretty much.
Cool.
And
So if all four of us jumped in, it should.
that's
be.
what we're thinking. I think that's what Tony mentioned is we need more people in it
So we'll
Yeah.
just pick a night
to
and do
support.
it. Yeah.
Well, because it doesn't. It's a long thing.
Right. That's what I mean. We'll pick an evening and.
But it is the type of guys because there's those big guys with the different things above their heads.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
the elemental guys.
Yep.
The heavies.
And when there's about 3 of them, different elementals hitting you all at once.
I'm slow. I'm on fire. I'm poisoned. Oh God.
And
Radiation.
electric.
Oh, and yet shocked. Yeah.
Yeah, because those guys fire out little triangle things at you, and they pin down to the ground and just take away your shield.
Yeah.
I
In my
almost
head-
had it.
Yeah.
I almost had round 2, but I just kept running around in circles because they were badasses too. So I'd shoot, throw up my
Yeah.
clone, run,
Oh, I know.
trying to recharge, come up and shoot again, but it was just.
That almost
they eventually
reminded
got me.
That almost sparked my brain where I'm like, I've been playing Paper Mario, but again, I've been watching Game Grumps play Paper Mario, so no, I haven't done that. Either.
You've been watching people.
But my brain has been apparently thinking I've been
That you're
playing
doing
Paper
that.
Mario.
The challenge I think would be though is I think it would get harder with 4 people.
It would, but again, if we all
4
coordinated
people.
enough
Yeah.
and kept each other alive, it's easier to keep people alive.
It
with
would be
4.
harder because you got people around you though. That's the hard part because there were a few times where I tried to revive Tony and
Yeah.
then
Yeah, but if
There's
you're
the guys
reviving
around.
Tony and Brian and
And
I are
we're
shooting
like
everybody
covering
else,
fire
yeah.
kind of thing.
Suppressing fire!
Suppressing fire. Nick's favorite.
yeah.
My favorite thing to do.
Well, Tony's favorite thing is his new gun that doesn't run out of ammo at all.
Oh yeah.
So he's just constantly firing at it. So my ability doesn't really help him.
See, but I also don't have a problem with heavies, because I can take them out sometimes in like 2 shots.
Well, if I aim high enough,
Yeah.
yes. Because I have, I think I made it to 25 of the ranks.
Yeah.
So I got the one where I get a kill, my next shot is more damage.
Oh yeah,
I got that one unlocked.
yeah, the overkill one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one unlocked.
I think I don't want to keep doing it because I know how long that would take. But to get to the bottom of that,
That bottom one would be amazing.
in that, yes.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't want
Critical
to do it.
kit.
But to get to that point would be so many deaths on my part.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to get through that.
Yeah, but if the DLC comes out and all, you
Yeah,
know, you
there'll
keep
be more
progressing
stuff.
that
There'll
way.
be more
Absolutely.
stuff.
But I want the platinum here.
I know. We'll get there.
We'll get you
The
there.
4 of us can do it.
It's frustrating.
The 4 of us can do it.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
What
That's
a
all I
week!
did. That's all I did. in School, man. I don't like it.
The only other movie I watched other than
The
one
one
we'll
we're gonna talk about, yeah.
is Toy Story 4.
Oh yeah.
That was nicely provided by.
I don't share my digital codes at all.
No, he keeps them for
I
himself.
keep them.
Well, you're not selling them for resale, so you're okay.
Okay, I give them away.
Yeah.
I don't use them.
Yeah. Good movie.
Good flick.
I feel
I
like they
still
could
have- I
stop.
still haven't
They could have.
seen it,
They could have stopped at 3 though. I felt like this wasn't necessary.
This one's story was written before they did 3.
Oh.
This was supposed to be kind of what was, and then they made 3.
2.5.
Oh, I see.
And then of course they changed the kid from obviously being Andy to being the girl from 3.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's a stellar flick. I
Still
thought.
good. I laughed so much.
Well done, and Potato Head, if you think about it, because he's in the movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
of course, the actor died, so
Yeah.
they didn't. They used a couple voice clips.
Yeah.
Of him pretty much saying Woody,
Yeah.
and that was it. Like it's
Yeah.
it's not like they gave him extra lines or anything like
No.
that. They wanted to make sure that they respected the fact that he was
Yeah.
gone. So like they integrate his voice into everybody. Like they all yell Woody, and you can distinctly make out Mr. Potato Head's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because he's already said. Like they have that
yeah,
audio
they have
clip.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, not to spoil anything if you haven't still haven't
I
seen
Yeah.
it. So.
I am so far behind
A
on
good
movies
flick.
right now.
Good flick.
Good
I didn't
flick.
like Toy Story 3. I was weeping in the theater.
Yes.
This one I was not weeping in.
No, this one.
Because again,
It
we
didn't
saw.
bring out as much emotion for me as.
But I don't think it was supposed to. 3
Yeah.
was supposed to be that
No.
like this is
Yeah.
the end of
Oh.
like this era of of Toy Story.
yeah.
And this is the next, set of movies essentially is going to be this moving forward. So, no.
I didn't know it was written before the.
Yeah, that came out like way after the movie came out. Was apparently this story or the storyline that they kind of followed was mostly written before Toy Story 3.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's.
They could have done a pre-sequel.
They could have done a
Pre-sequel.
Well, sure, things happen.
Yeah.
So, Buzz, I felt was a little dumb in this movie.
Yes.
But it paid off.
It did.
Like he reverts back to kind of being a moron.
I laughed so hard.
Key and Peele.
Key and Peele were great. They're
The stuffed animal.
the stuffed animals that were attached together. Ducky and Rabbit.
Rabbit.
Attached
Oh.
together.
Yes, they're
Yeah.
a carnival toy that for whatever reason, when you win that toy,
You get both.
they have like that little
Plastic.
piece that attaches. They're attached. Like Ducky and Bunny come together all the time. You cannot separate them.
Those guys made me laugh so much.
They were
too.
fantastic.
They
But
were
again, that's two people they put in a room to do their voice acting together.
Together.
And just let
Well,
them
and
be
those
Key
two-
and Peele.
Those two know each other so well.
Well, but they've been
Yes,
writing
yes.
together for years, so
Yeah.
like they essentially did their comedy skits,
PG.
PG versions of their own skits, and then Toy Storied them so that they
So
fit
good.
into the toy world where you're just like okay, so like there's one scene, Buzz is on the prize wall,
Yeah.
and it was like like let me at him.
Well, yeah.
So he
that's
goes
on
to
the
kick
trailers.
him. Yeah, he goes to kick him and looks back up at Bunny like, I can't reach. It's like, well, how am I supposed to know that if you don't tell me that you can't reach? What am I just supposed to read your mind? I'm supposed to read what you're thinking, and it's like, I'm trying to make a point, and you're not helping very much. Like that is their entire
That's their
relationship,
entire-
the entire
yeah.
movie. Yeah, they crush it. In
They
that
do really
flick.
well.
The return of Bo Peep, obviously.
Yes. But yeah, highly recommended.
Yeah, it's worth
I,
it.
I bought it.
Really, you bought it? You bought that film?
Oh.
I wonder how Brian saw it then.
Weird.
Yeah, weird. Odd.
Illegally downloaded.
Don't come attack me.
Whoa.
Cross the line.
Crossing the line.
Crossing the line.
What game have you played?
The Outer Worlds.
All right.
So,
Newish game.
newish
Very
game
newish.
that was released on the 24th of October.
Yeah.
Very new.
Very new.
very
Newish. It's been out 2 days. It's old news.
So
I wasn't
far,
sure.
He wasn't sure. So far, it's a good game. I haven't got really far. I've been catching a cold, I think. So.
You been hanging out or what?
No,
Making out
Yeah, I figured.
it's delicious.
Whatever.
behind your back.
Whatever.
Behind your back at the movie the other night.
I think it's just that
No,
time
I
of
wasn't
year.
sitting in between you two. I just thought I heard sounds
Right behind you.
to the side of me.
No, you sat in between us.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah,
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Oh, he was behind me then.
You sat next to me, baby. And I didn't sit next to him.
Oh, yes, because I made the joke about lifting this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys cuddled for a bit.
And then I lifted yours and we cuddled.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was.
That's what my brother does every time we go to a movie. He checks if the seat thing can raise up. So
Ooh.
I remember when they first started doing. First, I remember they started putting on the screen. Certain theaters were going to have like couch seating, so you
Yes.
could cuddle at the back of the movie theater, and I'm like, gross.
I know what goes on
I know what's
there.
going on that couch.
No, you put it at the front so everybody
Yeah.
Yeah, keeps it PG.
Stop it!
throw popcorn
Yeah.
at them.
Throw your pop.
Or some money.
Somebody. Ooh.
This is better than the
Keep
movie I've
going.
Nickel.
seen.
Pretty good game so far. I like how the game
So like,
mechanics work.
I've been playing Borderlands a lot. I'm a little like, will I be burnt out with this game because it's still first-person-y, space western-ish type?
It's not loot based.
No.
Then that's my question. Like, is it?
I think this game's way more dialogue.
Okay.
Like you're talking to so many
Okay.
people in this game, so it's more of that you're making choices in the game.
Okay, so good. That's kind of where I'm like,
Yes.
why would I play Borderlands again if I've already played
And it has from the impression I got from the trailer, it's a funny game. Because there was an argument going on, and
I
in
think-
the
I don't think I've
trailer,
gone that
and you
far
shoot
yet.
someone, like you don't actually have to shoot them. No, you did. Oh well.
I guess I've never really gone that. So like,
I don't know. It's just the impression
Yeah.
I got from it.
I guess
Trailer.
I never
Depends
did
how
that.
far.
that I get.
It is like a mixture of Fallout like Fallout 3, Fallout 4, with
Okay.
One Republic or BioWare games where your decisions dictate who you are and
Cool.
affect the world. So I'm going for the goody two shoes as usual.
The only games where I can't go goody two shoes are Star Wars games. I will go dark side, just because I don't know. Dark side is
I'm
fun.
very tempted to pre-order that new one just for an orange lightsaber.
You could just play Knights of the Old Republic.
I don't want to. I can pre-download this and get an orange lightsaber.
Get an orange lightsaber.
I've always ran around with an orange lightsaber in Knights of the Old Republic. But again, Knights of the Old Republic, like I go bad. I
go
still
bad?
remember. Oh yeah, I still remember there was one.
You get like the horns. Was that the game where the horns start?
No,
flying?
that's Fable.
Oh, that's Fable.
Um,
Sorry.
I still remember there was one thing in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, and you're trying to gain information from these two guys, and the one guy's like, I'm not telling you anything, and then the choices pop up, and like in classic old BioWare, you got like 8 choices.
Yes.
And depending on what skills you chose, you got
More.
way more.
Yeah.
So like one of them was like, force persuade, where it's like, you'll tell me what you know. So I'm like, okay, like we'll go that. You're like, you'll tell me what you know. And he's like, that's not gonna work on me. And I'm like, fine then. So one of them was like the dark side force persuade, and for whatever reason, because
That
I
worked.
had jacked it up because I was working on that one. I'm like, you're gonna go jump off that cliff. And the guy's like, I'm gonna go jump off that cliff, and he did. Like he jumped to his death, and his buddy's like, what just? And I'm like, you're gonna tell me what I need to know? And he's like, yes. And I'm like,
Yes.
good.
Good. So this game
Now
has
go
a-
jump off
yeah.
a cliff.
Now go jump off. There is persuade. There is intimidate. There, like if you build up those
Right.
skills too.
I just find it fun to be like a Sith. Like his Fable,
I just
I would be
always
the
a
good
good
guy
person.
because like I would be like the glowing guy with the big wings, like the angel wings, and I'd be like, I'm the beacon of hope
Of hope.
of society. Star Wars, I can go bad without it feeling bad.
Yeah.
Other games, I'm like, oh, yeah, I gotta be like, the hero.
The hero.
Yeah.
This one, I think you won't feel bad if you went bad.
Good.
So you can go bad, and I think you'll feel
If
just
going
fine.
bad is fun,
Well, if it has
I'm in.
it has the comedy part to it. You don't see both.
Yeah, I haven't really touched the comedy parts.
I don't know.
yet,
It's just
I
like I
don't know.
said, it's an impression.
Oh yes.
It's the impression that he gets.
That's what's enticing me.
Yeah. I do like it, and it's on the Xbox.
It's on the
Live
Xbox
Game Pass,
Game
which
Pass,
is
yeah.
Game
I
Pass,
don't have that, so
so it's great. But,
it cost me $80 to get it. That's why the
see.
commitment is not quite there.
Beginning of the game, you have got your character creation. Very similar to Fallout.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say.
Cool. So closer to Fallout than Borderlands, because that was kind of like
yes.
I'm looking at the dystopian kind of world that it's in, and I'm thinking Borderlands, but if
It's
it's
not
more
as dystopian, actually.
Okay.
Like it's dystopian, but not as
Outer space.
not unpopulated.
okay,
Dystopian, definitely still dystopian,
but not there's more
unpopulated.
people.
Yeah.
Obviously, if there's more talking and
That's
that
it,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Cool.
And I'm just watching some stuff on Netflix. I lied. There's not just 3 things. I added these 2 things.
Oh.
Lied to
I
us.
know, I was
Why?
watching. I have been watching Carmen San Diego season 2.
Excellent.
I gotta watch that still.
And then I rewatched Love, Death, and Robots because that
Still haven't
anthology
watched
is
that.
amazing.
Black Mirror-ish.
I love robots.
I don't know if it's Black Mirror-ish. It's more just like fun, mature adults, either gory action or fun robots kind of stuff.
All right.
It's great. You should see Love, Death, and Robots if you haven't.
There's a long list also on Netflix. I have a lot of long
This
lists.
is a really quick watch. Some of the episodes are like 15 minutes, maybe even less. So you could watch this in one night.
And I did play a new
Don't
board.
tempt me like
I
that.
did play a new board game. Not this
Are
one.
you just trying to add things?
No. Yeah, I'm trying to pad things out. I don't remember. I can't for the life of me remember what
I played
it's.
a new game. I can't remember what it was.
I know what it was. I can describe the entire thing. Essentially, it's a cooperative game, which is nice because I like
Okay.
those ones where you're kind of working together.
Pandemic.
No, because I asked as we started the game. I'm like, so are we working together like pandemic wise? Because again, I saw it on this guy's game shelf, and he's like, I don't know if that one's even like. He's like, oh, pandemic was good, and he's like, did I bring that? Because he's from BC.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, did I bring that with me when I came here? And I'm like, yeah. That's why I mentioned it because like I knew you'd know what pen. I saw it on the
Yeah.
thing. This one's a zombie game.
Ooh.
There are like a bunch of survivors, and you pick 2 to start with.
Mhm.
So you draw 3 random ones, you make one of them go back into the deck, and you take 2. And everybody has their own special skills. There's your bunker, then there's separate locations around the area. So like the school, and the school will have like books and food, but it won't have gas.
Okay.
And that kind of stuff. And it's one of those games where you're working together to beat an objective, and the objectives are like raiding party. Unload 2 of the places completely in so many
Right.
turns.
Yeah.
You have to keep your morale up, which means you have to keep people fed. So if people are in the bunker, you have to feed them.
Yeah.
As you gain more
You eat the
people,
zombies.
yeah, clearly, as you gain more people, so like if you want a third person, like you found someone at the school,
Yeah.
you gain another character.
Character.
But you also gain like a useless person that you now have to take care of that stays in the bunker.
So you leave them there.
They can't move. They're literally just a token instead of like the people are stand-up pieces.
Okay.
The like useless humans are just that. They're useless humans.
Useless. But you have to feed them. And
You have to
take care
feed
of
them.
So they are
So
resource
they're
consuming.
yes. You also have to make your junk pile. Like you can use part of your turn to like reduce the junk pile by so many pieces of junk.
Yeah.
Because as soon as there's 10 pieces of junk, you lose morale because you're overrun with crap. Then, so there's that card, like your objective card. There's your objective card.
It's like a purr.
Yeah.
I'm doing something here.
And then there's her. And then there's, I'm looking at the dog.
You can't see the dog on camera.
And then there's another card. So every turn, you turn this card over, and that's like your objective to maintain morale for that turn. So like, generators are running low. Find enough fuel. So you have to find 3 fuel cards or something like that. And if you don't, morale goes down. You also, to like win the game yourself, have a secret objective.
Oh.
So like my secret objective for the game was to have a character with at least 2 books equipped to them. And then obviously survive and complete the main objective.
Right.
There's one out of those cards, those secret cards, that is a betrayer card. So you actually have to be the guy in the group that's working against the group.
Yeah.
You don't always have that character with you because there's a 1 in 7 chance of that card appearing.
Okay.
But the guy I was playing with, because the first round we went and it was like, oh, we need food. Like, we need extra food. So everybody put food in, and if you put in 3 food, you completed the objective. You didn't lose morale. If you put in 5 food, morale actually went up. So...
Yeah, it just tells you to maintain it, doesn't tell you to rise it.
Well, but so that's the piece, is like we started at 5 morale, it can go up to 10 morale. You're kind of, you know, in that process you're thinking of like, okay, like we should probably pad ourselves out a bit in case the next thing we can't do. So I put in 2 food, my other friend puts in 2 food, and the other guy puts in 1 because that gets us to 5. So he shuffles the cards, counts them out 5. Cool, 5 food, gain morale, everybody's happy. The next thing we had to do was gas, and I'm like, I don't have gas cards. Like, oh man. And I didn't say anything, but I'm like, oh shit. Like, so he put in 2 cards, and I'm like, whew, thank God. My other coworker, or no, so then turn comes to me, and I'm like, oh, I don't have gas. Like, I can't. I'm like, I'll go search for it. So like, I moved one of my guys over to the gas station to look for gas, and I couldn't. Like, I'm like, oh, I got nothing. Used my turns to make sure I killed enough zombies, because if they overrun an area, they kill like one of the people at that location. Like, so you lose your survivor.
Yeah.
And then my other friend put in 1. She's like, okay, it's okay, I have 1 gas. Like, I got it. Like, she put it in.
Yeah.
So then we shuffled them, and there was 2 gas and like a pile of junk. And so I'm sitting there going like, well, one person's already like, you know, come out as trying to screw us over. And I know it's not my one friend, because she can't lie that well. So it's obviously the other guy, you know, who did it. And then it was funny because then you vote him out, and then he gets a new objective, but now he's working against the team.
Right.
Like, it becomes this whole new thing. And again, if I would have known the game more, it's like, okay, I know you're the betrayer, but if we continue to work together for at least the next few turns, like if you don't screw us over, like you can stay with us because you gain more.
Yeah.
I would make that deal now.
Yeah.
But instantly I'm like, oh no, he's working against us. Like, vote him out.
Vote him out. You've been cast off the island.
So he did. He had to move all his characters out of the base. But then, yes, his job is to pretty much survive in the other areas of the game.
Hmm.
We all lost.
Because you weren't working with the betrayer.
Well, and he sat there and he's like, I would have worked with you guys more, like, after. And I'm like, yeah, that would have been the smart move. And he's like, no, the smart move would have been for me to go, like, Nick, do you have any gas to add to the, like, thing?
Yeah.
And I would have been like, no. And he would have been like, oh, because I only have one. And he's like, then I would have put the one gas in and not betrayed you. Turn 2.
Yeah.
Like, as the betrayer, you want to hold off until later because legitimately
Sabotage later in the
he
game.
put the sabotage in. I didn't put anything in. My other friend put hers in. And then again, he didn't quite think about it because her initial thought was to blame me. She's like, I can't believe you did that. And I'm like, I didn't put any cards in. And she's like, yes, you did. And then he backed me up. And he's like, he didn't put any cards in. And I'm like, so she's like, then it's you. And she turns to him and he's like, no, it's clearly you. And I'm like, oh no, this just
went down.
her reaction right off the bat of like, you know, you're the betrayer and
Yeah.
blames me. I'm like, oh no. Like, so clearly you're not the betrayer because you thought it was me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even put a damn card in. So I knew who the betrayer was right away. But it was a pretty cool game, to be said. And then on top of that, we've been playing this one, Dice Thrones,
Yeah.
really cool game, and we're going to after play some season 2 of Dice Thrones.
Saison 2.
Way.
Wah.
So either way, that I played some more of that Disney villainous game, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I won.
I want to be Scar.
Scar lost. Just saying.
I want to be Scar.
Anywho.
On top of that, the movie we all saw, and there's the spoiler tag up on the screen.
So leave.
So if you have not seen The Joker, you can leave us now. Like, subscribe, share. Check us out at barrelrollnews.com, but we're going to be talking about The Joker.
For the rest of you, stay.
The rest of you, if you've seen it or you don't care, stick around. The Joker was a movie.
Oh, that bugs me so much.
So to me, it's 2 movies. It's a bad comic movie.
No.
It's a bad comic book movie. It's a really good movie.
About
And I have a way of-
illness,
It's
I
a
think.
good.
And I have a way of fixing the movie.
It's a good movie,
Yes.
but it was also a brilliant move by a director or producer or whoever comes
Yeah.
up with things to put that name in there, and because you know you'd be drawing from both crowds.
And you do. You get all of the crowds
That's
in.
what I think annoys me.
Yes, because that could have been... See, but there's parts of it where...
Because he wasn't the character I wanted him to be.
No, so there's this alternate... It's an alternate universe Joker, for one.
Yeah.
We have to look at this
A
as like...
realistic.
We have to look at this as like there's the DC universe of movies.
Yeah.
That's Earth whatever. There's the comic book Joker. That's Earth whatever. Because again, I don't know how they number their Earths in their multiverse.
There's 52, so
Well, there's now 52 because of the new 52. But like this is clearly a separate Earth. Where this is what happened is this guy slowly but surely like became the Joker in the 70s.
Yes.
When Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne were still at the
Yeah.
height of their power and he was running for.
and not a young
Mayor.
dude.
And yes, he was not young. So like there's no way that this Joker becomes the Joker versus Batman Joker.
Yeah.
And they never intended it to be. This is
No.
supposed to be
But
its
that's
own-
where it's
own.
annoying, and don't put the name there.
What, the Joker?
Yeah.
But I think it's just like based
Don't
up,
put the
like-
name there because all you're doing is you're trying to draw in the comic book people to see if it's a really that type of movie.
But I think you could honestly set this up as this is in this universe.
That
He
is
is
the Joker.
The Joker
Yeah.
for that universe because
Yeah.
he's still
Then you need a Batman,
he's still a villain that laughs.
There's a Batman.
a young Batman, which would make no sense age-wise.
But again, in that universe, like you have, that's where the movie is for me. I have to very much separate it. Going, this is not the Joker I know. This is a completely different
It's like the
comic book universe than
Yeah.
I'm aware of. Because again, my biggest piece, and here's a big spoiler, is Thomas Wayne obviously being a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thomas Wayne takes his, and this is where my mind just completely explodes. Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne think it's a great idea to go out in the middle of a riot, which was planned and advertised. Just gonna throw that
No,
out
it
there.
wasn't.
The
It
protest
was.
was,
The protest was planned.
But the chaos.
and they knew it was getting violent. You decided to go see a movie during this when you're running for mayor and
Yeah.
obviously hated by a lot of people.
Yeah.
You took your kid out in the middle of all of that to go see Zorro.
Yeah.
Well, Zorro's a good movie.
Sure. You know what? So my other piece to this is again we get to see Martha and Thomas Wayne
Die
We
again.
get the origin story that we've seen so many
But
times.
here's my piece of the origin story where this is definitely a different universe. A guy in a clown mask kills his parents.
Yes.
That doesn't happen in the comics. That doesn't
It's
happen.
a random person that comes along and
I get
Yeah,
that piece,
yeah,
but this
but-
one is now in a clown mask, and the death is due to this guy who started this movement of people in clown masks. That's going to affect Bruce Wayne in a completely different way than random shooter.
Yeah.
target the
causing-
guy that started this.
He's
all.
just gonna
Yes.
target. Yes.
Okay, then that's a vengeful Batman.
Correct. This is a
Exactly,
very
exactly.
different Batman universe.
So it reminds me of like one of the Flashpoint ones where Thomas Wayne is Batman because it's
Sure.
actually Bruce died, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like that's a different universe and that's okay, right?
Well, that one's fine. 'cause
It is. It's one of those.
I just.
And Thomas
I
Wayne,
find it annoying. and
Thomas
I-
Wayne
Me
was, a,
too.
was a
Yeah.
really
I find a lot of pieces annoying. So here's
Yes.
where
My thing with the Joker is that I get where you're trying to go with the mental disability.
Yes.
And you could really play that with the Joker, but
yeah.
he didn't have the intelligence and forethought to
No,
plan things out
no.
like
Correct.
the
So
Joker
this-
did.
this
This is
is
not
does.
like the king
this
of
is my
crime.
fix
No.
to this movie. Here's my fix. And again, they didn't portray it very well because I mentioned like before we even went to see it, like there's dancing that doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. He's watching a Gene Kelly movie at part of the movie, and if you know Gene Kelly dances and sings. They didn't show that in the movie, which
Yeah.
is stupid. When Gene Kelly's happy, Gene Kelly dances and sings. When the Joker is happy in this movie,
He dances.
he dances. It clicked. It made sense. As soon as I saw that black and white film he was
Yeah.
watching, I'm like, he watches old musicals and that's where he gets it.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
music is Frank Sinatra. Like, he's in that zone of, like, when people are happy. And again, because of whatever's going on with him, the trauma and the
Yeah.
all of that, he perceives that when you're happy, you dance. So he's clearly, like, he imprints that kind of stuff.
Learned behavior almost.
My piece is what they should have done is DC Comics should have been a thing in this movie. So his whole shtick is DC Comics isn't like super popular, but it's still a thing. Batman is a comic, so you take the Thomas Wayne stuff completely out.
Yeah.
In the comics, there's this villain who continually laughs, just like him, who completely is downtrodden and beat up by this rich guy,
Yeah.
just like him. So what he sees is himself in this character and decides to then emulate that character in real life.
Yeah.
And that's how you get
Yeah.
that thing is he goes, oh, this is me. Like, they've written a comic about me. I just haven't done
But that would be
this yet.
fine.
That's my piece. That's where I'm fixing that's where I'm, because he fixates and puts himself into these fantasy worlds, that's the perfect way of doing it is he opens a comic and literally sees a clown, which he does, who laughs all the time, which he does, being downtrodden by, again, rich dude, because that's what, like, if you read the comics, Bruce Wayne, rich guy, stomping on clown guy,
Yeah.
he would see
Wow.
himself in that character, but he would see himself in
has
that
to.
character. I get that,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't. Like,
He
that's the
wouldn't.
thing.
Yeah.
This Arthur Fleck character
Wouldn't get that.
get that piece. All he would see is rich guy stomping on
Low,
low
laughing.
clown guy,
Yeah.
which is him. So he would see himself in the clown character and then be like, oh, this is who I'm supposed to be, and legitimately take that character. So you're getting a different Joker because it's not the Joker. It's,
not
a
the
guy
Joker.
inspired
Yeah.
by the
That would be
Joker.
fine.
That's where I would have gone with that
Yeah.
flick.
I'm still okay with imagining this as
It's-
another universe Joker.
It's a
That's
fine
not
movie.
the
It's
Joker.
showing the effects of
Trauma and mental health.
Yes.
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 good because there's another person at work that said she felt like she needed to pop a bunch of antidepressants after it because
See, and again, like, and I'm not.
but it was a good take on that.
Yeah, I thought so. As soon as that, like,
Don't use the knee.
But it's just different
You set the
universe. Just different
expectation
universe.
Something else.
You
No.
do
Just
set the
different.
expectation to something else. So I can
Yes.
see the disappointment, and that's my piece. Is I'm disappointed with it as,
Maybe that's where it is for me.
and that's where I've separated it because I had to separate it.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I had to separate it. It's not the Joker we know origin. It's Joker from Earth 53
Yeah.
origin story.
But it's like Batman has evolved over that time too. Like Batman used to be just very detective-y. He would even shoot people with guns.
Yes.
And now people still use Batman, but he's a completely different Batman.
No, he just beats them up and kills them.
But this is just a different.
still different.
It's an alternate reality Joker. So I get, yes, using the name and all of that stuff is very much like you're expecting him to become,
It's-
and he doesn't. He's not that
But
character.
even the reasoning,
Oh, I know.
he's going after people that went or did something to him.
Yes,
Joker wouldn't care.
right. And maybe this
Where
is.
and I go to that one scene with the small person.
Yes.
You would have just, oh, you can't reach the lock. Oh well, and just
Killed him. Yes,
Yeah.
you're correct. But
Yeah,
again,
it's just.
I know.
Yeah.
That's where it's not the Joker.
they definitely took the
Yes.
character out of the joke. Like
Yes,
again, that's
it's
my
not-
problem with.
it's not-
Like that's my problem with Amazing Spider-Man is that Peter Parker isn't Peter Parker. He's not
Dude,
built off.
yeah.
Well, he's not built off responsibility. He's built off of vengeance, and that's my problem with that Spider-Man. So I completely understand
Yeah, yeah.
your take with the Joker because I left going. That's not the Joker.
That's not the Joker we know.
Still a cool flick, but definitely not. The
Like I said,
Joker.
it was a good
Yeah.
movie
Yes.
for something else.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd probably still buy it.
But
No,
and-
like I said, it's still
a good
It's
flick.
still a good
and
movie.
I like to think my collection is pretty
yeah,
decent.
just slightly.
Think of it maybe
There's
as,
only a
you
few
know,
blemishes. in
like
there.
it's like James Cameron stole the Avatar title and and the
and
Avatar.
then made a Pocahontas movie.
but technically it was Avatar.
But now my Avatar, which is the boy with the blue arrow, those movies can't be called Avatar.
Yes, they can.
No, they
No,
can't.
they can't because James Cameron owns the copyright to
Yeah.
the name Avatar.
Last Airbender.
So then maybe like think of this as like they just took the title.
They stole the title.
I don't know. I'm just trying to help you.
Like honestly, this movie would have, for comic book people, would have benefited from like DC's Earth 53
Yeah.
Joker,
yeah.
and you would have gone in expecting like this is gonna be.
But even you look at the very different variations of Joker.
He's still usually maniacal
It's
and
the
well thought
same
out.
character.
Yes.
This wasn't.
Yes.
He's definitely not a king of crime kind of Joker.
Correct.
Like,
He's not the clown
he's a
prince of
clown
crime.
sorry, clown. Yes, clown prince.
He's
of
not.
Crime.
Even
He's
though he
not.
has lots of friends now.
But does he?
But they're not his friends or his like
You'll imagine them as
supporters.
his friends.
Do they?
Because
Really,
they're cheering for him when he gets back
do
out.
they really exist?
Yes, because the actual murder and everything still happened. They
Did
did. He didn't go off killing.
I know, and that's my other part of the problem with the movie is
And
I
they're
do
saying
like
that
the
one person.
Yes.
Still alive.
oh the
They
chick.
talked to the writers and that. She's still alive.
So he just left.
Yeah.
That makes
Which
sense.
would,
Maybe-
that doesn't make sense. Because,
Maybe he'll eventually evolve.
makes sense
because
for the-
when he turned around, he had that.
It makes sense for the Arthur Fleck character because to him he's in love with her. It doesn't make sense again for a Joker character where it's like get out of my house and he would turn around and be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, this is my
My
house,
house now."
my house. Right? Like that's the Joker. So yes, I very much in my brain had to split this as this is not.
Not a true comic book.
Because as
movie
soon
in
as
my
a
head.
clown killed the Waynes, I'm going,
that would change things so much.
that would change so much
Yeah.
because Batman's not growing up going, crime in the city has to stop.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, he could still say
he
that.
could, but
But
his
the driving force behind this crime
Is a
is
clown.
a guy in a clown mask brought by, again, something that was very much in the news and well known, Arthur Fleck.
Who also visited.
Yes. Like,
That was a little weird scene too.
yes.
Yes.
I don't know why
and again-
Tyler
I
would
was
let some
like-
strange person stick their fingers in his mouth.
Right. Like, as soon as a guy's reaching through a gate going like this, to me, I'm like, excuse me, sir, but, like, where have those been?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I would have run away.
Right. Yeah, there was...
But I do. Like, there was even something. I know they went through the whole thing where he's adopted,
Yes.
but he had some of the same stuff that she did, because she was delusionary.
Yeah, when they started talking about the adoption stuff, I thought he had been adopted to another family and she had, like, scooped him
Found
back.
him back.
He was doing the delusionary.
Yes, he
thing
was
too.
definitely delusional.
So it would make sense that that would be passed down to him.
Okay, and to be fair,
So, but there
But
was
he
a,
was
there
beaten
was a
up,
theory
right?
that maybe that it still really was, because it could have been the affair between her and Thomas could have still happened.
sure.
The kid got put up for adoption because she was not
Yeah.
right in
It
the
was
head,
yeah.
and then got him back.
Yeah,
like you said.
that's my theory
So
behind that.
Could be.
It would make sense for the delusionary.
Now,
part.
to be fair,
He could have also got delusion from like all the trauma.
well, they're saying childhood trauma that he
like,
went through. Is
yes.
what did it.
Well, attached to a radiator, and then, yeah,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, that was after the adoption, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's after she left Wayne Manor. And,
No, she adopted him.
Yeah.
And then that abuse happened.
Yeah, with the bad boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to laugh though because like he imagined himself at the like talk show or whatever,
Oh yeah.
and then like even when he's practicing coming out, and I'm like, if I knew I was gonna be on a talk show, I would do the exact same thing.
I would probably do the same thing.
I would definitely be practicing a walkout.
Yeah.
Slightly insane. And again, I
He
pictured
did
myself.
nail that walkout though.
He did.
Oh my
I've been
god.
yeah.
but and that's the thing. Like I'll be watching something. It's like I can, depending on what it is, like I can put myself into that scenario.
Yeah.
So that was where I was like, rut-row.
It gives you that sense of like
Well, it's the realism.
unsettlingness, like, oh, I should take
I've
care
done
of
that
myself.
before. Maybe I should go talk to a professional
Yeah.
for a sec. But again, I'm not.
And
You
that's
know.
where,
No.
like you said, it did a good job with the
Yeah, it did
Yeah,
a
they
great
did
job
a
with all
great
the.
job, yes.
depression and
Yeah.
Yes.
trauma.
It was
the
very.
PTSD, essentially.
It was
Yes.
very real. Yeah. Very.
Well, and the
real.
stuff, and that's I'm watching the movie, and again, a lot of my work is based on, and a lot of the research and classes and all of those things that I've had to do are based around trauma, and I'm like, oh, he was like he's been through some trauma in his life, and then it's like, oh yeah, he got beaten next to a radiator and chained to a radiator, and I'm like, yeah, I would do it. Yeah.
The scary thing is that happens.
It-
Which
I
is
know.
so.
I'm well aware.
Which
I-
is so
I
like.
guess that's why
Oh, like
that part. Good.
It's.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
part excellent.
And
Like,
it's-
nailed it.
Yeah, and that made me so disturbed. Just watch this movie. It's just because it's
And that's
just
why
so
I said,
real.
that's why I called my coworker.
So
like,
real.
I had to go. I had to go pop a bunch
Yeah.
of antidepressants because it was just
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
This is a reality and something that yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, it would actually happen.
Yep.
Like,
I think it wouldn't be to this degree.
Well, and
You
the other
never
parts of the
know,
movie is
right?
letting down a lower, the lower class of society
Yes,
sort of thing.
yes.
Is
Yeah.
That's the other piece of it, which again is one of those harsh realities that still exists in this world. We don't take care of people,
no.
and we don't take care of mental health as well as we could.
We don't know about mental health as much
Well,
as
we could.
Yeah, well, it's just still relatively new that we are.
Yeah. So yes, there were parts of that movie that made sense. There were parts that didn't. It was a good movie overall, but comic book wise, it was not a
Don't
good
name
movie.
it after someone.
I don't
That is
consider it.
iconic.
Yeah, as part of a canon comic book.
Yes.
No, it's not part because it would make no sense,
Yeah,
even with
yeah.
Robert Pattinson's.
Oh no, they
No,
have
but, like,
confirmed it is never
no,
gonna
yeah.
mix with Robert Pattinson.
It can't.
It will never. Like it's been confirmed.
Yeah.
Like, not happening.
Yeah, it can't. But yes, overall, cool flick, just not a cool comic book movie.
Yeah. I was more of a rated R mental health movie
But again, no one's seeing it.
for
For that.
that
For
reason.
that.
Yeah.
They're seeing it because of the name.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you put some clown makeup on him, and
It didn't even look like a Joker.
To me, he did.
to me, he felt
Okay,
like
the green hair.
well, no, but he
like,
felt
just
like
the
old.
menaciness.
It's the old school Joker. I felt the Joker
Yes,
part. I
I
did
felt-
get that piece.
I felt
Um,
how he walked sometimes. I don't know, like that.
I did get the Joker feel out of him, but again, like, they took inspiration from very old Joker
Yeah.
stuff, not the newer stuff.
Yeah.
In terms
Different
of
Joker, though. Yeah.
in terms of makeup and costume and
Yeah.
stuff, they went older school with it, as opposed to what we're used to seeing. So that part I was cool with. The dancing was weird, like all that stuff was weird, but
it makes
again,
sense.
it made sense to me after I saw.
So many memes on it.
I know, but after I saw that piece, I'm like, oh, he's imprinted that again.
Yeah.
Happy equals dancing.
Yeah.
Because that's the
He
only
was
time.
And he was happy after the subway.
Right. Because he was. There was that sense of euphoria. I've killed these people,
Yeah,
and I've
They
got.
were bad people.
They were bad people, and I've gotten away with it. Thus the dance.
No, he didn't get away with it.
Well, he didn't get caught, right? Because that was the running away part. Was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, because he ran a distance. He Tom Cruised that.
He Tom Cruise that.
That was a Tom Cruise run. Because yeah, like it was like he had gotten away. No one had seen him do it. No one had like.
And at that time, there was no cameras.
Right,
Yes,
like,
yes.
so
I think
the
that's why they
pieces.
had to make it in this era too, because like people would have
Oh, I
recorded
know,
something on
yeah.
their phones, and
Yeah.
then he would have been caught right away.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I don't know. That's my.
Yeah.
I really do like the soundtrack that went with this movie. With the
I didn't.
like, it was just
Fly me
it made me feel stuff. Like, oh
Robert De Niro was in it.
yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, that one
For a little
scene.
bit.
That one scene.
Oh, it's gruesome. Like it is definitely a gruesome flick. They don't hold back on the violence part,
No,
which
no.
is nice.
I expected it to happen. Like, I guess the spoiler tag is on. I expected
Yeah.
him to kill
Shoot
him, but not that instantaneously. Not at that.
No, but it was a snap.
Yeah, it was just like.
Well,
bam!
because his idea wasn't to shoot him.
No, it
Because
was
again,
like,
when he was
gonna-
rehearsing the whole
he's gonna-
time, he was going to shoot himself
Yeah.
until he kept getting made fun of, and we know what happened. Like that's the piece in this movie when he gets made fun of, he is triggered
Yeah.
and triggered.
Yeah.
You know, so, and especially this person he's idolized has now turned him into a joke.
Yeah, and that almost like that was his like father figure.
It was his
almost.
father,
Yeah.
like he
But
did.
even
He-
in the delusion, he said, "You're like
you're
my
the
father.
son
You're
I
the
never,
son,
I
yeah.
never had, or
Yeah.
you
You're
know,
the father. I
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah. So,
like he lived that piece where, and again, that's the difference between the delusion and, you know,
and then it calls into question the rest of the movie.
sure,
How much of it real?
Exactly,
yeah, but like
yeah.
that's the piece between the delusional part of him and like someone daydreaming, like wouldn't it be cool if I was like, you know, on David Letterman and me getting to meet
Wow.
David Letterman? Like again, there's a daydream versus what he's actually.
Well, there's the theory with because he said as a child he was in the mental hospital.
Yeah,
He never left,
sure,
and this whole
Yeah.
thing that is going on is all in his head.
or what he's seen in the news or what he's
And nothing of it happened.
And that was the only reason, because it cuts from like Thomas and Martha Wayne getting killed
Yeah.
to him being in the thing, and it was like, I'm just thinking of a joke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he's been in the mental hospital, saw on the news that Thomas and Martha Wayne were killed during these
Yeah.
riots.
And he
and in
wants to
his
be the
head,
reason why that
yes.
happened.
And I mean that's where maybe you could. I mean I know they said no, but
That's
could
where you
tie
can
in
connect it,
is that he
because-
would actually be in the present time,
Yes, in
and
the
he
hospital.
just said it in
Yeah.
his head back in his head.
And then the guy who shot Martha and Thomas wasn't wearing Joker mask.
Right. He
was
put the
just
mask on in his own
because
delusion.
he likes clowns.
Yeah. But again, he's still not the Joker that would make a good
No.
anti-Batman.
Anti-Batman. Or I don't
Oh
know.
no, because he
Batman's
Done.
nemesis.
Right.
Yeah.
Batman walks up, pop, you're done.
Yeah.
There was no scheme or anything.
Right. Or no cause to, like, again, Heath Ledger's big thing was there was no scheme, which is why Batman had such a hard time with him.
There was a scheme.
There was
There
a scheme,
was.
but it was built on chaos.
Yeah.
Yes, but there was.
So, like, again, like
There was
Heath,
none of
Heath
that,
Ledger's
sorry.
Joker, I felt like had 12 plans
Yeah.
and just kind of felt it out as he went.
Yeah,
It's like
he went with the flow almost.
he's like,
Well,
okay, if I
his plan was to destroy society.
right, so
And
that's
bring down the people that are up here,
right.
down here.
So that's the piece is like the boat thing. Plan
Planned.
16.
It had to be planned. Yeah.
But it was like, okay, if they close the bridges, I've got this.
I
If
got
they
this,
do
if they do
this, I've
this.
got, like, he was Baron Zemoing it almost. Like, you kind of think of it like that kind of thing. Like
I don't
Civil
know,
War.
I think he knew how society was going to... Well, he did. He knew how society... The
And you
plan
know
was
the
gonna
reaction.
happen.
So you can have, like, you don't need 800 plans, because you know that if I do X,
why will happen.
you know,
A cause and effect.
Yeah.
ABC are going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to plan for
But
ABC,
see,
and then
that's
that's,
That's
yes.
and that's
Yeah, there's
what
a-
this guy is missing.
It's not like, yeah, it's not
To
like the
me.
Joker never thought. He overthought. Like
Yeah.
he was so well thought
He's a
out that there
schemy
was
little-
he had
he
schemes
said he
upon
wasn't a
schemes
schemes.
upon schemes.
Yeah.
Or plans upon plans upon plans, because yes, he's a thinker.
Yeah.
This guy definitely
He did create chaos.
but he wasn't. That wasn't
he
part
was-
of his
but
It
plan.
wasn't
he,
his-
he didn't.
He killed those guys in the subway.
That's it.
But he didn't.
But that wasn't a plan.
He was the catalyst
True.
to
He
chaos.
was the catalyst, but he didn't.
he didn't go, if
choose
I
to-
kill these 3 guys,
Yeah, he
they're
didn't
gonna
think
start
of that.
rioting and worshiping me as
Right.
like
It was a right thing happened at the right time.
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess the
yeah.
most and still not planned out piece was him shooting Robert De Niro's character as that final like nail in the coffin to
I guess,
start
yeah.
the whole like, you are the idol to all of these people in
Yes.
society. You're the one living this life of
Yeah.
richness that you think you can make fun of me, and I'm going to show you, like, you've invited me onto your show, and bang.
Bang.
Even though his idea was still to, yeah,
So then, could you say maybe
He was
like
gonna kill himself on TV.
he was
Right.
going to?
that was his plan, was to make himself a martyr. Like, he was going to kill himself on TV.
But they
to
wanted to be
become-
funny because the whole joke was, I'm dead.
Yeah, but
It was
again,
a joke.
yes.
It wasn't that he was trying to be a martyr. He was trying to make a joke.
I guess so.
But
And
you-
that's the other piece, was it just for the laugh? Which
I
he
think it
thought he
was,
would get, because
But
again,
but you look at how fast he pulled the gun and bam.
yeah,
The bullet was
reactionary.
there.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
He-
yeah.
He would have done it to himself. He would have got himself.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, but that's the piece. And again, even when you see his journal when he's writing jokes, it's not like this joke was funny because of it was just like sex makes people laugh.
Yeah. Sex jokes make people
Sex
laugh.
jokes make people laugh. It wasn't. So that's why his jokes weren't making people laugh, because it was based purely on like subject matter, not tone,
Tone.
or delivery,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like the actual science behind a
Context
joke.
and-
Yeah, like the content of a joke is only that much of a joke.
Yeah.
You know. So there's those pieces to everything. Good flick, just not. Yeah, he's not the Joker.
He's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
joke.
that's
yeah.
what gets me.
That's why it's just called Joker.
Put the name
It's
on
just called Joker.
It's not the
it.
Joker.
It's not the Joker, it's just Joker. Which technically they call him in the film.
Yes, but still, you know what reaction this is going to get from people when you put.
I know the reaction,
I
but
know.
technically,
And
to play devil's advocate, they didn't call him the Joker. I'm with you.
A Joker.
I'm with you. In my brain, I have to separate
Yes.
this movie.
You have to. It cannot be part of the.
It can't be Batman. It's not a
No,
Batman
no.
movie.
They can't make a universe out of this.
No. Well, they could. It would be a really weird.
It would be different.
Yeah. It wouldn't make sense, and comic book people would eventually go like, this isn't quite
This
right.
doesn't make sense.
No. So either way, that's that. That's what we've seen. That's what we've done. We're about to do this. We're not putting it on film because that would be hard to film. We're
We need
missing.
Tony for
We're
that.
missing components. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tony.
Yeah.
So
He has the thing above.
that's what I'm saying. We're missing that component of
We can't just steal it from him.
We're missing the technology.
We're missing the. No, we don't have the technology. Either way, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. Share with your friends and let them know that we're out there in the internet verse.
Yep.
See you next week for our 200th episode.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.